Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where hidden treasures from America's pocket change come to life. Today, we're diving into the world of U.S. One-dime coins, 7 fascinating pieces that might look ordinary, but could surprise you with their value and story. From the 1974 no-mint mark dime in slightly used condition to the 1983 D and 1990 D mint beauties that have seen plenty of circulation, each coin holds a unique piece of American history. We'll also uncover the tales behind the 1986 D rusty dime, the 1997 P and 1989 P worn survivors, and the 1993 P dime that's battled time in rough condition. These top 7 finds are more than just 10-cent coins. They're miniature time capsules of U.S. craftsmanship, economy, and heritage. Stay tuned, because what you're about to see might just turn your pocket change into pure excitement, and maybe even profit. Let's get started up with the fascinating world of the USA one-dime coin from the year 1974, a coin that, at first glance, may seem ordinary, but in reality, holds an extraordinary appeal among collectors and investors alike. This particular piece, with no mint mark and showing slightly used condition, is one that quietly hides its potential value from the untrained eye. Many people across the United States and the UK are beginning to realize that some of these everyday coins, especially the ones that have survived decades in circulation, can actually bring surprising profits in today's rare coin market. The 1974 one dime belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, whose leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left an indelible mark on American history. The obverse, or the head side, proudly displays the finely detailed portrait of President Roosevelt, sculpted with realism and dignity. His profile, facing left, carries the inscription Liberty. To his left, in the words, "In God We Trust," just below his chin, a reminder of the nation's guiding principles. Beneath the portrait lies the date, 1974, while the absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not carry a mark. On the reverse side, or the tail, you'll find the classic design showing a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on one side and an oak branch on the other, symbols of peace, strength, and independence. The words United States of America, e pluribus unum, and one dime complete the timeless design that has remained beloved for generations. Culturally and historically, the Roosevelt dime represents far more than just a piece of 10-cent currency. It stands as a tribute to President Roosevelt's monumental contribution to the fight against polio and his vision of a united America. It's no coincidence that the coin's introduction was closely tied to the March of Dimes campaign, which raised money for polio research and child welfare. This link between compassion, leadership, and progress has kept the Roosevelt dime relevant and respected across decades. For UK collectors, this coin also symbolizes the enduring bond between the United States and the United Kingdom, two nations whose histories have often intertwined through trade, culture, and shared values. The 1974 one dime weighs around 2.27 grams and is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition over a pure copper core, giving it that distinctive silver-like appearance, even though it contains no actual silver. The coin measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter, small yet significant in its craft and historical worth. Over time, coins from this era have faced wear and circulation damage, making well-preserved examples increasingly scarce. A slightly used condition coin like the one in discussion still holds great appeal for those building complete Roosevelt dime sets, especially if the coin retains clear details and minimal surface blemishes. When it comes to key facts and rarity, the 1974 no-mint mark dime is not particularly rare in general circulation. However, certain conditions and errors can dramatically increase its value. Dimes with striking anomalies, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual toning, can command high prices in numismatic circles. Moreover, coins graded at higher levels, like MS-65 or above by respected grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, can fetch remarkable amounts. In some recent auctions and verified sales across various platforms, pristine examples of this coin in MS-65 condition have been seen reaching around $1,500, and in exceptional, top-graded, or visually flawless examples, The value has soared to nearly $2,700, depending on the collector demand and the market trends at the time of sale. This growth in value reflects the increasing enthusiasm among collectors who are rediscovering the Roosevelt dime's charm and legacy. For collectors and enthusiasts, the current market for the 1974 no-mint mark dime is showing healthy and growing interest. Many coin dealers in the United States, as well as collectors from the UK and Europe, are keeping their eyes on these coins as part of long-term value investments. As online marketplaces such as eBay and well-known grading companies continue to report high bidding activity, it's clear that even modestly preserved coins can attract a surprising level of demand when paired with proper certification and authenticity assurance. For anyone who's just starting out or looking to expand their collection, a few important tips can make a big difference. Always store coins in a dry, safe environment to prevent oxidation and surface wear. Handle them with gloves to avoid natural skin oil from dulling the shine or corroding the metal. If you come across a dime that looks especially sharp, has a slight error, or shows an unusual color tone, have it professionally graded. A small investment in grading could transform what appears to be a simple 10-cent coin into a highly valuable collectible. And for those in the UK market, where American coins often attract attention for their artistry and historical depth, this could be a perfect time to acquire such coins before prices climb higher in international trade. In conclusion, the 1974 USA 1 dime with no mint mark may not immediately scream rare, but its growing value in the collector's world says otherwise. Its subtle details, presidential heritage, and emerging demand across global coin markets make it a shining example of how ordinary coins can carry extraordinary worth. Whether you're an investor, a casual collector, or simply someone fascinated by the stories coins can tell, this little dime is a reminder that sometimes true value lies in the smallest treasures. So before you let that next dime slip through your fingers, take a closer look, because it might just be the coin that turns small change into a remarkable fortune. Next up, the 1983 dime may appear like any other Roosevelt dime, but for those who understand its hidden rarity and market value, it's a coin worth hunting for. Even in fine condition, this coin has gained increasing attention due to the scarcity of well-preserved examples from that specific mintage year, and a rising collector demand has pushed its value upward in recent years. The background of the 1983 dime adds to its intrigue. Minted during a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning through various changes in coin production, this coin was struck in a time when collectors were not saving large numbers of modern coins. Most 1983 dimes entered circulation and endured heavy use, making high-quality specimens difficult to find today. Designed by John R. Cynic, the obverse features a familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a tribute to his legacy and his fight against polio, as well as his role in establishing the March of Dimes charity. The reverse displays a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength, each representing timeless American values that resonate with both American and international collectors, especially in the UK, where historic U.S. coins have gained surprising popularity among coin investors. The cultural and historical value of this coin is much deeper than its modest face value of 10 cents. It embodies post-war American strength, economic optimism, and democratic ideals. The Roosevelt dime has been in continuous production since 1946, yet certain mint years, like the 1983 have become special due to their scarcity in top grades and the evolving interest from both American and overseas collectors. Many UK collectors, in particular, have been drawn to this coin because it combines affordability with strong appreciation potential, an excellent example of how a humble American coin can grow into a rare collectible across international markets. Weighing around 2.27 grams and composed primarily of a copper core clad with nickel, the 1983 dime follows the standard U.S. dime specifications. However, it's not the metal content but the rarity and preservation that drives its desirability. While millions were minted, very few have survived in pristine or fine condition. That scarcity is what pushes the coin's market appeal, especially when we move into higher grades like MS65. Coins graded MS65 by reputable certification bodies, such as PCGS or NGC, have fetched impressive prices at auction, often reaching around $1,000, with some sales even climbing as high as $1,300, depending on the coin's luster, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. On various numismatic trading platforms, including trusted sites and private auctions, the coin's demand continues to rise, especially as collectors search for modern-era rarities that show consistent value growth. The rarity of this coin lies in its combination of age, condition, and minting background. While not ancient, the 1983 D dime represents a turning point in modern U.S. coinage. Coins from this period weren't hoarded by collectors, so finding examples that survived decades without was genuinely difficult. In fine condition, the coin may not hit the $1,000 range, but it still carries a healthy premium over its face value, proving its strength as a collectible piece. But once you reach the mint state category, especially MS-65 and beyond, the price rise becomes dramatic. Collectors now view this coin as a hidden gem, a sleeper coin that is transformed from pocket change into a high-value collectible in top grades. For collectors and investors, this coin offers several key insights. First, modern-era coins with relatively high mintages can still achieve impressive values when condition and certification come into play. Second, coins like the 1983 D dime show how growing awareness among international buyers, especially from the UK and Europe, has expanded the market for U.S. modern coinage. The key tip for collectors is to focus on sharp details, minimal scratches, and full mint luster. Having the coin certified by reputable grading services, such as PCGS NGC or Annex, can substantially enhance both credibility and resale value. Always store the coin in a protective holder to prevent tarnish or wear, as every small imperfection can affect its future worth. In conclusion, the 1983 D USA 1 dime coin may seem small, but it carries immense potential in the numismatic world. It's a remarkable blend of American history, artistry, and scarcity that continues to attract both seasoned and new collectors alike. With market values reaching between $1,000 and $1,300 for MS-65 examples, increasing global attention from collectors in the UK and beyond, this coin is a perfect illustration of how even the most ordinary-looking coins can hold extraordinary worth. For those who appreciate both beauty and profit, the 1983 D Roosevelt dime stands as a shining reminder that greatness often comes in the smallest of forms, and sometimes it only takes one dime to make a collector's dream come true. Next up, the 1990 D dime, even in its circulating condition, represents a piece of everyday American life transitioning from the late 20th century into a more modern minting era. While millions were produced, the thrill of discovering one with unique traits, remarkable preservation, or collectible appeal keeps this coin highly sought after in today's rare coin markets. This particular dime bears a portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on its obverse, a design that has remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1946, paying tribute to Roosevelt's leadership and his role in establishing the March of Dimes. The reverse displays a symbolic torch, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, a representation of liberty, peace, and strength. The D mint mark just beside the base of the torch signifies that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most active U.S. mints known for producing coins with high consistency and lasting brilliance. Composed primarily of a copper-nickel clad around a pure copper core, the coin weighs about 2.27 grams and measures 17.91 millimeters in diameter. Lightweight yet durable, a hallmark of U.S. mint precision. From a historical and cultural standpoint, the 1990 D-dime reflects an era of transformation in American coin production as the country was advancing in technology and design quality while maintaining traditional values. For UK collectors, this coin represents not just a piece of currency, but an emblem of postmodern Americana, a tangible connection to the United States' economic history, its minting innovation, and the enduring figure of Roosevelt himself. Many collectors in the United Kingdom appreciate U.S. dimes because of their consistent design heritage and the growing international recognition of U.S. mint coins as stable, collectible assets. Key facts about the 1990 D-dime reveal that although over 1 billion pieces were struck, examples in pristine or high mint state grades are much scarcer than casual collectors realize. Circulated coins are easy to find, but those retaining their original luster, sharp detailing, and minimal will fetch impressive prices in today's collector market. On various online marketplaces and numismatic auction platforms like eBay, PCS NGC, and Heritage Auctions, specimens graded MS65 have recently attracted considerable attention, often trading hands for values hovering around $500, and in some premium cases, near-perfect examples have surpassed the $800 mark depending on the strike, toning, and overall eye appeal. The steady rise in collector demand, particularly from overseas enthusiasts, continues to push these values upward, making the 1990 D-dime a surprisingly lucrative discovery for anyone who might have one hiding in their old coin jar or inherited collection. The rarity factor does not necessarily come from low mintage, but from condition rarity and collector enthusiasm. Coins that have circulated heavily may only be worth face value, but those preserved with minimal signs of wear or stored properly over the decades can be considered semi-rare in the modern market. The condition of the coin, its luster, strike sharpness, and absence of scratches, directly influences its desirability. For instance, a 1990 D-dime graded by PCGS or NGC in MS65 condition is an admired find, while coins graded MS67 or above are often auctioned at premium prices that surprise even seasoned collectors. For those in the UK interested in diversifying their coin portfolios, this dime offers a practical and attractive entry point into American coin collecting. It serves as a reminder that even the smallest denomination can carry significant value when properly assessed and preserved. Collectors are encouraged to check the edges, surfaces, and mint mark closely. Small differences can mean the distinction between an everyday coin and a highly valuable one. Proper storage and protective holders, keeping coins free from moisture and avoiding direct handling can help maintain their brilliance and future potential. In conclusion, the 1990 United States 1 dime stands as more than a simple 10-cent piece. It's a shining artifact of American minting history that continues to generate excitement in both American and international markets. With values ranging from hundreds to nearly $1,000 in exceptional grades, and with ongoing collector enthusiasm reflected across major auction platforms, this coin remains one of those unexpected treasures that remind us why numismatics is such a thrilling pursuit. For UK collectors, the allure lies not only in its monetary potential, but also in owning a genuine piece of American heritage that may continue to appreciate in the coming years. So, if you happen to come across a 1990 D-dime, take a closer look. What may seem like pocket change could very well be your small gateway into the glittering world of rare coin collecting and a profitable piece of history worth far more than 10 cents. Next up, the 1986 1 dime coin with the Denver D mint mark, especially when found in a rare, rusty yet visually captivating condition. This small 10-cent piece, though modest in face value, holds an enormous story of heritage, craftsmanship, and collector appeal. Minted in Denver during the mid-1980s, this coin continues to turn heads among collectors across the United States, and even among passionate numismatists in the United Kingdom, who seek out rare U.S. pieces with unique conditions. The 1986 D Roosevelt dime might seem ordinary at first glance, but once examined closely, its journey from daily circulation to coveted collectible status becomes clear. The soft, rusty hue on some surviving pieces gives it a distinct age personality, turning what was once a common coin into a talking piece for serious investors and coin enthusiasts alike. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his efforts to establish the March of Dimes Foundation. By 1986, the U.S. Mint had perfected the design, producing millions of dimes of the Denver Mint's D mark, yet few have survived in exceptional collectible states due to natural wear, environmental factors, and circulation damage. The coin is composed of copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core, weighing approximately 2.27 grams, and measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter. The obverse proudly displays a portrait of Roosevelt with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, while the reverse carries a traditional olive branch, torch, and oak branch design symbolizing peace, liberty, and strength. Over time, coins from this year have taken on remarkable historical and cultural value. They are not just pieces of metal, but living links to a time when the U.S. economy was flourishing under President Reagan's leadership, and American culture was entering a vibrant new era. To collectors in the UK and abroad, The 1986 dime represents a slice of American history and a tangible piece of an iconic monetary legacy that continues to appreciate in desirability and price. Especially when the coin carries some oxidation or rust from age, it gains a deeper character that appeals to those who appreciate patina and authenticity rather than sterile perfection. When it comes to rarity and condition, the 1986 dime can vary greatly in value. Common circulated examples might fetch only a few dollars, but high-grade versions certified by top grading agencies like PCGS NGC or ANAX are seeing significant market growth. Coins preserved in mint state 65, MS65, or better, particularly those with strong luster and no major surface imperfections, have been reported to sell for around $950 or even reaching up to $1,000 in premium auctions, depending on the market and collector demand. Online marketplaces such as eBay and other major coin trading platforms often show strong bidding activity for these coins, especially when they feature exceptional eye appeal or are part of rare varieties. Collectors in the UK have also shown growing interest in acquiring US dimes, seeing them as an affordable gateway into the world of American numismatics with high potential return. The current demand for this coin has been quietly rising, driven by collectors who recognize the historical continuity of the Roosevelt dime series and the increasing scarcity of well-preserved specimens from the 1980s. Rusty coins in particular tell a more vivid story, their aged surfaces reminding us of their decades in circulation through countless hands and transactions. For coin lovers and investors alike, this blend of wear, tone, and rarity transforms an ordinary coin into a unique collectible that commands both nostalgia and value. For those looking to add the 1986 dime to their collection, there are a few important tips to keep in mind. Always inspect a coin under good lighting, checking for original details on Roosevelt's portrait and the clarity of the D mint mark. Even slightly circulated coins can be valuable if they maintain their sharpness and possess an attractive tone. When possible, consider having the coin graded by a reputable service, as certification dramatically enhances its market appeal and selling potential. Avoid cleaning or polishing rusty coins, as this can strip away the natural patina that gives them historical charm and collector authenticity. Keeping your coins stored in a dry, stable environment can help preserve their condition and market value over time. In conclusion, the 1986 D1 dime is far more than a small piece of pocket change. It's a link to American history, a symbol of enduring design, and a golden opportunity for modern collectors. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or UK-based enthusiast just discovering the fascinating world of US coins, this dime stands as a shining example of how rarity, history, and condition can transform a simple 10-cent coin into a treasure worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. With rising collector demand and limited availability of pristine examples, the 1986 D Roosevelt dime continues to prove that sometimes the smallest coins hold the biggest stories, and potentially the greatest profits. Next up, the 1997 United States 1 dime coin, proudly bearing the P Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. Now, at first glance, this tiny 10-cent piece might look like any other ordinary dime that has passed through millions of hands in grocery stores, gas stations, and vending machines across America. But what makes this coin truly captivating is how certain examples, especially those preserved in high grades or struck with unique variations, are making waves among collectors and coin investors in both the United States and overseas markets like the United Kingdom. With rising collector interest in Roosevelt dimes, this 1997 P coin is quickly becoming one of those sleeper coins that everyone wishes they'd held on to before prices started climbing. The story of this dime traces back to the long and rich history of the Roosevelt dime series, which began in 1946 to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt. By the time the 1997 issue came around, the United States Mint had already transitioned to modern minting technology, but the coin still retained that classic design. Roosevelt's dignified profile on the obverse, symbolizing leadership and courage during the Great Depression and World War II, and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse representing liberty, peace, and strength. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the P mint mark signifies the precision and quality of one of the nation's most historic mints. Each dime weighs approximately 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter, composed primarily of a copper core layer with nickel coating, giving it that familiar silvery sheen that Americans associate with small but mighty value. What gives the 1997 P dime its cultural and historical charm is how it bridges generations. A piece of metal that quietly tells the story of America's everyday economy during the late 1990s. This was a time of technological growth, prosperity, and a booming digital age, yet the humble dime still played its part in daily commerce. For collectors today, this dime captures that nostalgic sense of an era when coins were still tangible symbols of value before electronic transactions took over. In the UK, coin collectors and enthusiasts are increasingly fascinated by American coinage like this because of its global recognition, detailed artistry, and investment potential. It's not just about collecting history. It's about holding on to a small piece of a nation's legacy that continues to grow in desirability with every passing year. Now, when it comes to rarity and collector demand, condition is everything. Most 1997 P dimes are found in circulating condition, showing light to heavy wear from everyday use. These are typically worth only their face value, about 10 cents, but the real excitement starts when you find examples in higher mint state conditions. Coins graded by trusted agencies like PCGS or NGC in mint state 65, MS65. Condition can sell in a range of about $350, depending on eye appeal and strike sharpness. However, exceptionally well-preserved or error examples, such as double die strikes, off-center mintings, or coins with full torch details, have fetched impressive prices in recent auctions. Some pristine high-grade examples, often in MS68 condition, have sold for jaw-dropping amounts close to $400 on platforms like eBay, Great Collections, and Heritage Auctions. These premium values highlight how the market for modern-era Roosevelt dimes is gaining traction as more collectors worldwide, especially in the UK, look to invest in coins that combine affordability, beauty, and long-term potential. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes know that the 1997 P issue has subtle characteristics that make it stand out. The crispness of the lettering, the clarity of Roosevelt's hair details, and the definition of the torch's flame are all key aspects that elevate a dime from average to exceptional. Coins stored properly in protective holders or found in original mint sets often retain their original luster, making them highly desirable to serious numismatists. In recent years, the demand for these coins has risen because many collectors are completing full Roosevelt dime sets from 1946 to the present, driving up competition for the best condition examples from the 1990s. For those in the UK exploring American coin collecting, the 1997 P dime offers a fantastic entry point. It's small, affordable, and steadily increasing in demand. The key tip for new collectors is to focus on condition and authentication. Look for coins graded by professional services and avoid heavily circulated ones unless you're buying in bulk for fun or study. Always handle coins carefully. Avoid cleaning them, and consider storing them in airtight capsules to preserve that brilliant finish that makes them shine. Checking online marketplaces like eBay or auction sites can also reveal surprising deals, especially for coins that sellers might underestimate in value. In conclusion, while the 1997 P Roosevelt dime might seem like a modest coin at first glance, its growing recognition among collectors and investors tells a different story. With values stretching from just a few dollars for mid-grade examples to several $100s for the finest specimens, it's clear this coin is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history on the rise. Whether you're in the United States or across the pond in the UK, keeping an eye out for this little silver-colored marvel could prove to be one of the smartest moves in your collecting journey. After all, today's common dime could very well be tomorrow's hidden treasure, waiting to turn small change into serious profit. Next up, the 1989 United States one-dime coin with a Philadelphia P mint mark. This coin, although often overlooked as a simple piece of loose change, holds a fascinating story, rich historical background, and an intriguing value potential that continues to surprise those who study and trade U.S. coinage. When you hold a 1989 P dime in your hand, you're not just holding 10 cents. You're holding a small piece of American history, a coin that has journeyed to the pockets of a generation, witnessed economic change, and now finds itself sought after by numismatists who understand its hidden rarity and charm. The 1989 Roosevelt dime belongs to a long line of American currency that honors one of the most beloved presidents, Franklin D. Roosevelt, first introduced in 1946. The Roosevelt dime was created as a tribute to Roosevelt's legacy and his tireless efforts in leading the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. Designed by John R. Cynic, this coin features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse side, symbolizing leadership, courage, and resilience, qualities that define an era of American strength. On the reverse side, the design features a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, representing liberty, peace, and strength, values deeply rooted in both American and Western culture. Even in a rough or circulated condition, the 1989 P dime carries a symbolic meaning, making it more than just small change. It's a miniature piece of cultural and historical pride. Weighing precisely 2.27 grams, the 1989 P dime is composed of copper-nickel-clad structure, featuring an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Its reeded edge and standard diameter of 17.91 millimeters give it the distinctive feel familiar to anyone who has handled a U.S. dime. But while millions were minted that year, not all dimes are created equal, and collectors have come to recognize that certain examples of the 1989 P dime stand out due to their condition, strike quality, and minting variations that make them desirable treasures in the coin market. For collectors, rarity and condition are everything. Although the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes in 1989, finding one that remains in pristine condition is surprisingly difficult. Many circulated heavily, picking up scratches, discoloration, or surface wear, which reduces their numismatic value. However, coins that have survived in near-perfect mint state conditions, especially those graded by reputable authorities such as PGGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can command significantly higher prices. The 1989 P dime in rough circulated condition may only fetch a modest amount, perhaps just slightly above face value, but when we move into high-grade territory, that's where the excitement begins. Coins graded MS65 and above, particularly those with sharp details, clean surfaces, and strong eye appeal, have been recorded selling for as high as around $550 to $600, depending on auction house, demand level, and market timing. Platforms such as eBay, Great Collections, and other rare coin auction sites have shown renewed interest in these dimes, with bidders eagerly competing for top-quality specimens that stand out for clarity and originality. The growing fascination with 1980s U.S. coinage has made the 1989 P dime particularly attractive to both American and international collectors, including those in the UK, where interest in U.S. currency has surged due to the strong resale potential and global recognition of American coin designs. Many UK collectors now seek U.S. dimes as part of diversified numismatic portfolios, recognizing that even common date coins in high mint state grades can deliver surprising returns over time. The market for these coins has seen a steady uptick, with MS65 examples selling in premium ranges and sometimes climbing higher depending on demand spikes or limited availability at auctions. For collectors looking to invest, it's crucial to inspect details carefully. Even a rough condition 1989 P dime can have collectible appeal if it features a strong strike, full torch lines, or minor minting anomalies such as off-center strikes, double dies, or repunch mint marks. These small imperfections, often overlooked by the untrained eye, can dramatically increase a coin's value. Collectors should store their dimes in protective holders, avoid cleaning them, and consider professional grading if they suspect their coin may fall into the upper mint state categories. In today's rare coin market, driven by nostalgia, scarcity, and investment potential, the 1989 P dime has carved a unique position. It's a coin that symbolizes both affordability and opportunity, a perfect example of how even the smallest denominations can hold big value when condition, rarity, and timing align. With prices for high-grade examples touching the $550 to $600 mark and the growing appetite among collectors worldwide, this dime represents an exciting opportunity for both beginner and experienced numismatists to add a valuable piece of American history to their collections. In conclusion, while the 1989 P dime in rough condition may appear ordinary, its historical context, symbolic design, and increasing desirability in mint condition make a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Every dime has a story, and this one tells a time of transition in American minting, of enduring legacy, and the thrill of discovery that drives collectors across the globe. At last, in 1993 United States, one dime coin bearing the P Mint mark from Philadelphia. This small yet powerful piece of American history may seem ordinary at first glance, but once you uncover the background, design, and the growing collector's appeal behind it, you'll understand why so many numismatists and investors are keeping an eye on this coin. Even in bad condition, it carries a story worth telling. And for those who look closely enough, it might just be a little silver-toned secret waiting to shine in your coin collection or portfolio. The 1993 P dime is part of the Roosevelt Dime series, a line that began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of America's most beloved leaders and the man behind the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. By 1993, the United States Mint was producing millions of dimes each year, but what makes this coin captivating is its enduring design and its representation of American resilience and unity. Struck in the Philadelphia Mint, the P marked just above the date serves as a symbol of authenticity and heritage. Even though the coin itself is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition rather than silver, it still carries a certain charm and value among those who appreciate the art and legacy of U.S. currency. The Roosevelt dime design was created by John R. Cynic, featuring a finely detailed portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse, while the reverse side displays a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, powerful symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. These small artistic details speak volumes about the nation's values and the post-war optimism of the mid-20th century. By 1993, the design had already been in circulation for decades, but it remained a cherished and consistent piece of American life. Holding such a coin, even a worn or bad condition example, connects you to generations of Americans who use it for everyday trade, from buying a newspaper to saving for a dream. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1993 P dime weighs about 2.27 grams, with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and a reeded edge. It may be a small coin, but it is made to last, and even those that have circulated heavily still retain their defining details under magnification. What gives the 1993 P dime a unique twist, however, is that collectors have begun to notice its growing presence in the rare coin market, particularly when it comes to high-grade and error-free examples. While a typical 1993 P dime in bad or heavily circulated condition might only fetch a small premium above face value, those that have survived in pristine mint state grades, especially certified MS-65 or higher, have sold for impressive figures at auctions and online marketplaces. According to recent data from several coin grading sources and online market platforms such as eBay, PCGS, and NGC, a well-preserved 1993 P dime graded MS-65 can command around $100, while exceptionally clean and near-perfect examples certified in the MS-67 range have been known to sell for $200 or more in certain auctions. The appeal doesn't lie solely in the coin's age, but also in its scarcity and top condition. Because millions of these dimes were used heavily in commerce, finding one that still gleams with full luster and sharp details is like finding a tiny piece of untouched history. Collectors in both the United States and abroad, including in the United Kingdom, are becoming increasingly drawn to these coins, not only as pieces of art, but also as affordable entry points into the U.S. rare coin market with room for appreciation. What makes this coin even more desirable is the steady growth in global coin collecting. Many investors from the UK and Europe are now turning toward American coins, recognizing the steady demand and liquidity of U.S. numismatic items. The 1993 P dime, though often overlooked, represents opportunity, a small investment with the potential for solid returns as demand for classic American coins continues to expand internationally. Even a coin in bad condition can hold nostalgic and aesthetic value for collectors who wish to complete date and mint mark sets, or simply own a tangible piece of American history that has crossed borders and time. For those considering collecting dimes from this era, a few smart tips can make all the difference. Always inspect coins for minting errors, as double strikes, die cracks, or off-center impressions can increase value dramatically. Store your coins properly to prevent further damage, as even small scratches or discoloration can reduce their grade and market appeal. And when buying or selling, rely on trusted sources or professional grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, which authenticate and encapsulate coins to ensure their condition and authenticity. Even if your 1993 P dime is in rough shape, it's worth keeping. Sometimes what looks ordinary today becomes tomorrow's treasure. In conclusion, the 1993 P1 dime coin stands as a testament to enduring craftsmanship, American history, and the beauty of small details. Whether found in circulation or tucked away in an old coin jar, each piece carries a bit of Roosevelt's legacy and the story of everyday America. While the coin's face value remains just 10 cents, its collectible potential and cultural resonance make it worth far more to those who understand its story. For collectors in the UK and beyond, this coin represents a perfect blend of nostalgia and investment potential. A little gem that can easily become a prized possession in any international collection. Thank you so much for watching and joining us on this fascinating journey into the world of U.S. numismatics.